So we are looking at another example of graphing a system of inequalities in a plane, and this is just another example. We saw one example in a few minutes ago. So what we do here is this is these are the actually three inequalities. One of them is two-sided that we have to graph together. All right, so as I said, my favorite strategy is to go ahead and solve for y. So let me do that for you. So what do we get? Negative y is less than or equal to, when x moves over to the other side, it's negative x. Now we are going to multiply by -1 or divide by -1. Either way, the inequality is going to switch or reverse. So what will happen is we got points on or above the graph of this line y equals x as the solution region for this. I'm sorry, because the altitude of all these points are bigger than the altitude of the points that are below. So anyways, sorry, I'm getting a little incoherent here. So let me just do the same thing via another example. So here we got negative y. When we move 2x to the other side, this is what? This is greater than or equal to. So that moving over to the right becomes negative 2x. Now we will multiply or divide by -1, and then again the inequality is going to switch. Remember, this doesn't happen if we are multiplying or dividing by a positive number. So these would be what? These would be, and I have to be cautious here because now instead of greater than or equal to, we have less than or equal to. So the points that are points of our interest, their altitudes are less than or equal to the points points above the graph of this line. So in this case, actually, once again, we want those points to have altitude below that. So this would be on or below. And the reason we are saying on or below is because this is less than or equal to. And all these points whose x coordinates are between 0 and 10 inclusive would be the points between the graph of x equals 0, which of course is the y-axis, and that of the vertical line x equals 10. So let's go ahead and graph these guys. So now we are going to graph the inequalities. Which inequalities then? One sec. Okay. The inequalities, or the graph of the inequalities, are points on or above the graph of this line, on or below the graph of this line, and between these two. So let's go ahead and, a good way to graph a point is, a line is to go ahead and select coordinates of 2 points. So here, for this line, let's take x equals 0. So y will become 0, right? Then let's take x equals something like, say, 5. I could have taken 1 and y will be 5, right? So, or I could have taken 1, 1. Either way, it's all good. All right. So what will happen? So here we have to write points on or, sketch points on or above the graph of this line. So what's going to happen is that first let me go ahead and graph the line quickly for you and pretend that you are using paper and pencil, which you know how to use, right? Okay, so here we have the 2 points. I'll construct a line using a straight edge. All right, and the line is thick. That's very nice. So we want on or above the graph of this point, this line. So I'll take all the points that are like on or above the graph of this, because the altitudes is greater than the points on this line, right? Now let's go ahead and graph this line. Okay, so here we go. All right, let me increase the font size. So here I can take x equals 0 again, but it just goes too far below. So how about let's take x equals say, let's take x equals say 3. The reason I took 3 is 3 times 2 is 6, minus 6 is 0, so y will be 0. And that obviously is the x-intercept, and then I will take x equals, let's say I take 5, so that will be 5 times 2 is 10, 10 minus 6 is 3. So I'll connect these 2 points, okay, using a ruler. First I have to plot these points, so let me do that. So here we are. So I want to go for 3, 0. All right, then 5, 4. Okay, so here is 3, 0. That's 5, 4, and I'll construct a line. Let me just change the color of that line. Okay, let me change it to say orange. All right, so we got these guys here. Okay, and now we have to look at the points between the graph of the y-axis and that of x equals 10. So how would you graph x equals 10? Here we don't even have to do any calculations. Let's take 2 points with x coordinates as 10. So I'm taking 10, 0. And then I can take another one, anything I would like. Let's take say 10, 5. All right. And then I will join these guys or make a line through these. So here we go. Let me just change the color of this to something else from the orange. All right. So we needed points on or above this line, then on or below this line, right? And then between the y-axis and this one. So we'll have to like look at a little bigger window. So how about this? We pull the graph down a little bit. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, here. So who is our region then? The region is this region, right? And let me go ahead and get rid of this now that we are done with this. Move these guys to the side. Okay, so this is the region that we are looking at. All right, that is, I can go ahead and shade the region. So what we are going to do is that we are going to take, this is our solution region. Again, points on or above this, on or below this, on the right of the y-axis and on the left of x equals 10, but at the same time below this, so that will be our region. So you can just go ahead and shade it or write it down, but here since I got this thing here, you know, a software, so I'll just go ahead and color this interior. Okay, triangling interior. So here we go. So that's the region, that's the solution region, and you can read the coordinates of the corner points. How? I just go ahead and read it on the grid in this case. Okay, so here it's pretty easy because you can see x coordinate is 6, right? And the y coordinate is also 6, and of course it will be because one of the lines is our blue line, so that makes it what? That makes it easy. Okay, Now, if we go for the other one, what we got is, we got this, x coordinate is 10. I can read it from the graph, or I can simply do this. Remember, this is the blue line, y equals x, so this will be 10, 10. All right, so that's my what? That's my other corner point. Now here, again, what we have is that we have x coordinate as x equals 10, and y I can either read it from the grid that's 14, or I can do this, that is go back to the equation. 3 times 10 is 30 minus sorry, 2 times 10 is 30, minus 6 is how much then? 14. So the coordinates of our corner point are who? They are simply, yeah, what they are 6, 6, 10, 10, and 10, 14. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions. All right.